Hello and welcome back to Amelia Finance. Today I wanted to talk about Whiteboard, Microsoft Whiteboard in particular. So I am a project manager, product manager. I've been in several consulting firms and we love whiteboard applications. We as being product managers, project managers. So my previous employer, we used a couple different whiteboarding apps, but they weren't free or they were free with limited capabilities. And this just came out from Microsoft Whiteboard. And this is really neat because if you subscribe to Office and Outlook and that whole product suite, this will come free as part of your Microsoft product. So this is really cool because it's safer, because it has the Microsoft security features in place. It's better because I think some of the functionality is actually more intuitive and easier to use, and the functionality is free. So with that, we'll just jump in real quick. So I thought I'd just start off with my favorite parts about this. So down here at the bottom, I guess roll back a bit. So go ahead and just search for Microsoft Whiteboard app in your favorite search bar browser, and then download the one that's associated with Microsoft. It's free and it's for everyone, so there's nothing bad on it. And then once you get there, you'll be able to select to create a new whiteboard. And from there, you land on this beautiful little page. So what you can do here, and we'll dive into some of this, is you have options to do around 6 different items here. So you can write with inking mode. You can add some copy or some text, add some sticky notes, include images. This is the same way that you would go about adding it in PowerPoint or in a Word document. And then insert menu is where the fun stuff happens. So this is where I get really excited as a project and a product manager. So when you go here to templates, it pops out and you're able to do a bunch of different templates. And these are all applicable for a project manager, a product manager, a business analyst, someone who's trying to improve their ability to just be a better manager in general. So they have brainstorming ones, they have Kanban ones, they have retrospectives. If you want how to run some strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, you could also repurpose that as a RACI. You could do some planning in it, highlighting key things that are coming up on your project. And it's just really neat little applications here that you can see as you build out. So you do some personas. And what's nice is when you click into it, it just pops out and then the other sidebar disappears. And then from there, you can drag it around to where it fits best. We're just going to go ahead and delete this one for now, if we can. And so you're able to, when you zoom in, you're able to get even closer and read what information they have there. And what I love about this is it already has a lot of these things that if you were to build this from scratch, you may have to go and build it yourself. So with the persona, right, you want to be able to think about like what are their day-to-day operations? What's the demographic? How old are they? Where do they live? What are they looking forward to in the next 6 to 9 months? What are their known frequencies of going to the grocery store or logging into an application? What are the challenges that they're facing and how are they doing it? And what's so cool about this is, let's say you want to add additional tiles to build out your demographic, let's say, and it just automatically adds this little sticky note below. And so what I think is so great about this is it really unblocks you and allows you to move faster and keeps everything nicely organized. So if you want to export it, which you can export it through PDF into a Word document or PowerPoint. It makes it so much simpler because it's already in the right format or already looks really nice and clean, so that you can pass it forward or pass it on to a teammate that wasn't able to attend much easier. And then what's also cool about this is, so if you go into the inking mode, you have these nice little pens that you can draw with, and then you have these really cute pens, right? Galaxy pens. So you can draw little things that are just like fun, keep the collaboration there. And then let's say you want to do some things that are just a little like fancier. You can do turn on ink to shape and ink to table. So if you build out a square per se, suddenly it'll become a square. And then if you want to make that square a table, suddenly you have that ability to add on columns and rows. So that's really nice. And then if you want to grab stuff together, so you can do this little lasso thing, and then you can, if it lets me, it's a little changing. You're able to what the lasso will allow you to do is you can move things around a little bit better. And it's being a little silly right now. But then let's see, we'll move just down here. So if you want to do, let's say you were to do a couple of things, you do some hearts, you do some squares. Then when you use the lasso, and there's a little bit of lag sometimes, when you use the lasso and you cover things together, then you're able to go ahead and change the color of everything all at once. So that's pretty neat, if it will let me. I know it won't. So, and then you're also able to add, like maybe you want to add some sticky notes. That's pretty cool. And then you can also change the color of the sticky note. So if you want to be able to just have more flexibility, maybe you want to color things, blue means X, green means something else. And then what's nice is for if you want your team to vote on something, perhaps you're doing a brainstorming exercise and you want to think about how do we start, where do we start, like what would you like us to start with? You can do like, so people can like particular actions or requests, and so you're able to really just like encourage that engagement with all your teammates. And then you're also able to do lists and preview. Lists and follow-ups are quite similar, but you're able to even build out your action items right there. So you can do thing 1, and then you can assign it to whoever in your team should be working on it. And because it's linked with your Active Directory, your ADO system, because you're using all Microsoft products, you're able to assign it and then it'll link up with their OneNote or with their Outlook, whichever way they go about tracking up their action items as well. So with that, there's a pretty neat little functionality here. There's also, if you want to do some formatting with your background, maybe you want to do a night mode and you want to do some grids, you're able to do that as well, and so that shows up. And so I'm really excited about the functionality here that you have with this Microsoft Whiteboard, and I really like these great templates that should help you as a project manager, as a product manager, as really anyone in your team that is supporting a broader initiative, be able to move faster, have these great templates out of the box, and be able to apply them really quickly and easily. With